Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a video that I honestly thought that I was never going to do. It's gonna be a TBR video. I think that I really need to work on reading some of the books that I own, and I think that the best way to do that is to just follow some prompts of the books that I already have. So I'm not doing anything super fancy. All I did was I made a TBR jar, and I thought that it was going to be a lot more full than this because I filled it with 100 prompts because I do read about 100 books a year, give or take, but it's not very full, but that's fine. Maybe I'll add more, maybe I won't. We won't worry about it. It's whatever. So I made a TBR jar. Every single piece of paper in here has different prompts, and I guess that I'm just trying to be super relaxed with it because every time I try and force myself to read something as a mood reader, it just makes me not want to read anything. So, the way that I'm going to go about this is every month I'm going to pick about 5 prompts out of my TBR jar. I am going to pick books that I already own. That is the key. I have to pick books that I already own to fulfill each of these prompts. And on the other side, I have made a key. So for each one of the different colors of papers in here, it represents a different genre. Now, I'm not going to make myself stick to every single genre that I pick per se, but it's kind of like a bonus point thing. If I have a prompt and I can find a book that fits that prompt that is within the genre, then I earn like an extra point, I guess. If I have managed to read every single book within every single genre, I think that I'm going to let myself like re-pick a book for the next month. Like if I don't like a prompt that I've drawn, I can put it back in and choose another one. That's very tentative at this point. I haven't really figured out what I want to do for a reward punishment system. If I don't finish all 5 book prompts, then I just have to draw an extra book the following month. I think that those are going to be very loose. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be super strict with myself. This is just a way for me to try to read more of the books that are already on my shelves instead of borrowing more from the library or buying more, you know how that goes. I'm not trying to put myself on a book buying ban, but I am trying to slow down and read more of what I already have. So, that was probably super convoluted. I didn't actually write any of that down, but that is what we're going with. So I am going to pick 5 prompts. Oh, and I forgot to say that when I pick these 5 prompts, I am going to pick 5 books to fulfill the prompts, but I reserve the right to change that book out at any point in the month because I am a mood reader, and if I have chosen a book that I'm no longer feeling when I get to it in that month, it's just going to send me straight into a reading slump. So, I reserve the right to change out any of these books throughout the month, and I guess here we go. So for prompt number 1, it is sci-fi, and it is an author with the same last initial as you. So I am going to go pick one of those books, and I'll be right back. Okay, so for prompt number 1, the only book that I could find that was a sci-fi that met it was Wildcard by Marie Lu. I've already read Warcross, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm really excited to see how the second book is going to be. And I've owned this for a while, and I just haven't been motivated to pick it up and read it, so I guess that's why we're doing this entire game to begin with. Okay, so the second one is a thriller, and it is a POC main character. I'm going to look for one of these. I don't own that many thrillers, so I don't really know how this is going to go, but like I said, if I can't find a thriller, I'm just going to follow the prompt. I should also say before I start that under the thriller category, I am also, this may be cheaty, but I don't care. It's my game. I can do what I want with it. So under thriller, I'm including like any mysteries, like cozy mysteries, any suspense, which includes any of my romantic suspense, and anything like that. Anything with any kind of mystery to be solved is what I'm grouping under the thriller category. Okay, for the second book, I picked Slay by Brittany Morris. I don't really know if this is going to count as what I just described a thriller to be, but it has a POC main character. We're going to assume for now, because I know that somebody does die in this, I just don't know if the story actually revolves around it. For now, I'm going to assume that this counts as a thriller. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's whatever. So this actually really works out because it is a graphic novel and it is the smallest book on my TBR, or anything less than 100 pages. I have a very limited amount of graphic novels, so we are gonna go with one of those. It's either gonna be Saga or Monstrous or Witchy. Okay, so I checked out Saga, Monstrous, and Witchy, and of them, Saga Volume 2, which is the one that I'm on, is actually the shortest of them. I don't actually know if it's less than 100 because I can't find a page number on any of these, but it is the shortest. I'm gonna count it. Okay, next up is another thriller, and it is a dark cover. You'd think this would be easy. Let me take a look. This next book might look a little bit familiar if you watched my last blind date with my bookshelves, but it is Final Scream by Lisa Jackson. Like I said in that video, I don't actually know if I've already read this or not, but the plot doesn't sound super familiar to me, so I'm just going to go with it, and it is a romantic suspense, so I'm counting it as a thriller. Okay, last one. This one is also a graphic novel, and it is LGBTQIA+ rep. I don't know if the graphic novels that I have any. I'm gonna have to do some quick research. So, for the last book, I ended up picking Witchy, and that is a graphic novel, and it is, according to the Google searches that I've done, it does contain LGBTQIA+ rep. And I am really excited about the fact that I've picked 2 graphic novels for this month, because that means that they're super short and hopefully will be easier to get read by the end of the month. Okay, so that is it for the very first edition of the TBR Jar. I hope you guys liked it. I know that I swore I would never do a TBR video, but times change and here we are. Like I said, I reserve the right to change any of these at any point in the month in case I hit a reading slump or my mood changes or whatever. I think that these were some pretty good picks. I'm kind of feeling all of them, so hopefully that won't be the case, but we will see. And that is it for me today in this video, so I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!